What is going on, everyone, and welcome to a special video of Black Desert. Today, what I wanted to go over was what I do in Black Desert. So a lot of you guys have been asking me basically how I make money, where I'm at, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to do my best to explain like what I do and how I make all my silver. Keep in mind there are no real secrets to this. It's really just you play the game to make money, obviously. But I also thought about this for a while. I wasn't really sure how to make this video, so I'm just gonna try my best, and hopefully you get some tips out of it. And if you learn something cool, and if you don't, well, I mean, you probably already know what you're doing. So, as of right now, we're just gonna be cooking. We're making beer right now. This is something that everyone should be doing at some point. But anyway, while this is going off, I'm just gonna be explaining everything. So let's start off with like how much time I've put into this game and how much time you should put into it. Now I know that everyone starts at a different place. This is an MMO where everyone is at a different progress point in your career, I guess. How do I put it? So everyone progresses at their own pace. Sure, there are leaderboards in this game, but that really is irrelevant. You play this game to progress at your own time. Like, if you play 12 hours, obviously, you're going to be more experienced than someone who plays like 2 hours a day compared to 10 hours a day. So, yeah, hopefully, let's go off with a day in life of what I would do. Now, keep in mind, if I could give you a complete time schedule of what I do every single day, I would, but realistically, my schedule is different every day, and some days I just don't feel like doing various things. So, yeah, when I wake up, usually right now during the event, it is the Termian Water Park event. It's only going on for another week, so I'm gonna like talk about it, I guess, a little bit, but then assuming this is out of like the event's not going on right now, what else I would be doing. So normally I would be fishing throughout the night, and then I wake up. There are places to fish where you get like more relics or you get more rare fish, and what I do is usually just go for the relics over the rarer fish, just because I don't want to just dump it all and then have to wait on the market to buy the relics. I'd rather just have the relics in the morning. So a few good places to fish, like if you're just going overnight AFK, Grana, Old Wisdom Tree, those places are pretty solid. You can get anywhere along this river or just in Grana in general if you want to stay safe. Those are good for high rare fish drop rates. If you want to fish in, like, I don't think people fish in Port Eferia at all, but Velia has a good place for rare fish. Heidel gives more relics, and everywhere else out here is just like a mix of both. I actually haven't really tested it much, but I know some people fish around Medea and Altanova. Some people even fish in Valencia. I don't know how that is. I've never done it. But where you fish also depends on like what you get. So if you want more rare fish or more silver, you go to various spots. If you just want relics, Heidel is a good spot. So after that, let's say I go to sleep and then I wake up in the morning, and then my inventory is full of fish. What do I do with it? Assuming I am at Grana, I would take it all the way. Honestly, I would just take it to Heidel, because this is where I just park my character. This is where my storage is or everything. If you want maximum profit, you would take it from Grana all the way to Valencia. However, that is a tedious process that will probably take you at least an hour every single day. Just traveling from Grana to Valencia and then turning it all in, getting your buffs up if you want like trading and then all the maximum money. To be honest, it's not worth my time. I could be doing something else, so I just bring it to Heidel, like the halfway point. I don't even know if this is halfway, but it's what I do. And let's say after I'm done with that, it's about an hour in. My energy is probably full. I don't know what else I'm doing. It depends on the day. If I feel like grinding, at my level, I would probably either be in the Valencia region. I can't really tell you where I grind because I don't even know. Some days, it really just depends on the day. Some days I'm at like Pilaku, some days I'm at Fogans, some days I'm just like at Bandits or wherever. Some days I just feel like grinding in Kama Sylvia, wherever, like Monshums or Gyfin. I actually haven't done Gyfin in a really long time just because it's just kind of tedious. You have to carry party pots, and then usually when you find a group you have to go for a few hours at a time, and sometimes I don't have that time. So I just like solo grinding most of the time. And yeah, so where I grind doesn't really matter. It's mostly in Valencia though. So yeah, after that, after like another few hours, I'll probably come back into the main area of Serendia or Balanos and probably just go life skill. So I've been playing this game for about a year now, and when I first started, I made the dumb mistake of doing all my life skills on one character, and slowly as time progressed, I am like more of my characters are slowly doing other life skills. So currently my lawn is just fishing now, so I'm getting that up to whatever. Honestly, with life skilling, except for trading, after like Master or Artisan 2, you don't really get much of a benefit. It's more just pushing leaderboards. It's a very small benefit, but trading will always get you more money the higher it is. So, I mean, I think there's like a slightly higher chance of stuff happening like from Master to like whatever, but it's so unnoticeable. After Artisan 2, you're mostly getting the maximum yield of like cooking or whatever, and you're just pushing leaderboards at this point. So as you guys can see, I have 18 hours on right now. I do not actually play 18 hours a day. It's just I leave it on and that's it. So after that, mostly, let's say, depending on the day, what I do is I can just go gather. Some days it's in Heidel, just like chopping trees. Some days I go to Goat Mountain. Sometimes I go to Trent, just like, I don't know, chopping more trees. Some days I just dedicate days to processing, cooking, and all that stuff. So I think the important things you guys want to see are my storages. So let's go and let's take a look at all of these. So Heidel is mostly what I'll do for cooking and alchemy. I'm trying to organize my storages a little bit better, but I'm just also lazy. So most of this stuff is for cooking, alchemy, and processing. I should probably separate them. And Glish is just kind of a mix of both. Just honestly random stuff. I wanted this to be for more alchemy stuff, but that would require a lot of transporting, and I'm just lazy. Velia is my storage for just fail stacking and just enhancing in general. That's why a lot of people, you guys will tell you that Velia is their main area for enchanting or enhancing, because you get to reblath from Velia, and that's where you can go just repair your gear easily, get easy 20 stacks, and you go from there. So after they added the church thing in, I don't know, I think it's in every main city where you can downgrade your reblath from 15 to 14 again. There's been less need of people having negative karma alts to downgrade. I personally still have mine, just because technically you do save money at the cost of a little bit of your time from downgrading to a guard with negative karma. But if you don't have the time, there's someone in like every main city where you can just instantly downgrade it for 100k and you're good to go. So Olvia, I don't really use the storage much. It's more just like random stuff I put in here and whatever my workers collect. But recently with the Termian water part, I have been just fishing and collecting relics and just keeping them there. What I wanted to turn this into is more of like a storage for just potions and stuff I could use, but I don't really know how to organize this one. Calpion, It's really whatever my workers pick up, and it's like rare potions that I've had, or like attendance award stuff that I've gotten over time that I don't plan on using. Occasionally I just transport them all. Port Efaria, it's really just all the stuff here is to make boat parts and stuff. I don't really use it anymore. After I got my Efaria boat, I just kind of stopped caring. I took out all the node, or like the housing CP in here. But if you want to know how it works, you go to 3.5. I think it's, wait, not 3.5. 3.5 second floor. And then this is where you can make the frigate and the sailboat. I personally haven't had the time to collect all the materials for the frigate yet. Apparently they're buffing it. But I do have a sailboat that I've used maybe twice in the past year. I've had it. Was it worth having? Not really, but whatever. I can have it, or I can say I have it. And yeah. So pretty much that's all my storage is. Tariff is basically whatever my workers pick up. Alta Nova. When I go out to gather sometimes in Pilgrim's Haven, I'm sure a lot of you guys know it's not a secret. You can get a lot of rough stone there. This is what I just pick up. And then I do have a Gruntle factory going. Is it a lot of money making Gruntle? No. But right now, like Gruntle pieces are, you can pretty much sell them at max price. So I have a worker just going off right now. I don't have this going 24/7 because sometimes the price is lower than usual, so you just kind of start it whenever. And most of this is just from gathering and or whatever workers pick up. What else is there? Sand grain. I don't think I have anything here. All this stuff is really just whatever I collected while like out in the desert grinding. Valencia. I just have potions here really and stuff when I'm grinding. I usually store my trash drops here, and then like once a month or something I'll go all the way to just Valencia and make a big turn in, and then transport like a few 100 mil back to like wherever my main storages are. So overall that's usually what I do. However, like in a day, let's just say I wake up fishing, turn my fish in, idle, and well, right now actually the water park has been going on, so I've been fishing there. You might even see me there too. But after I do that, go grind a few hours. If I don't feel like grinding for the day, I'll just skip that part and go life skilling somewhere. So another question a lot of you guys have been asking me was, which life skills are the most profitable? To be honest, they all kind of work together. So gathering is the place where you would start if you wanted to like just do anything else, because you need materials to process, and you get those materials by gathering. Same with cooking, same with alchemy. Fishing is also connected to gathering, where you need fish to cook. I think you need it for alchemy. I'm not really too sure. And then same with farming, connects to cooking and alchemy. The few things I haven't done was sailing, training, and trading. Trading is a very big one that a lot of people do. There's one thing that I can tell you that most people don't really understand is trading is not something you're gonna do overnight and just make like billions of silver. It's what you get from processing and then making crates and then doing a big turn-in over like an entire month. And that's how people, or you guys might see some streamers, other YouTubers, how they're like, oh, I made 10 billion silver just from trading. And I can guarantee you the time it took them to collect all those materials, process it down into multiple steps, and then set up their entire CP. So like, to maximize your profit, trading is by distance and what you make. So the farthest distance would be from Grana all the way to Valencia, and connecting all the nodes from there is actually quite a bit of CP. I don't really know because I actually haven't done it, but I can just, if you were to calculate it, like just connect every node. For example, just take a node right here, and then it'll show you like the previous node, and then you see it'll show you like a little beacon line thingy, and that's the node you have to connect the previous one. So to connect this one, you need this one, and then probably for this one, you need that one. So if you wanted to actually calculate how much CP you would need, just go to the node and click the previous one. And then after that, you can see how much it would cost to connect Valencia all the way to Grana. I'm pretty sure it's at least like 100. Assuming that you have the main cities already connected. But assuming if you like didn't have any nodes connected, it'd probably be maybe at least 250. Not really too sure. But the people who make a lot of money from trading, what they also do is just go on the market, and then actually this would be a bad time to show you because materials are at like a stupid high price, all-time high right now because of the event. So what they would do is get the, what is it called? Plywood. I think that's what they do. It's kind of a bad example right now because all the prices are at a all-time high. But what you do is make plywood or like whatever kind of crates you want, to be honest, whatever materials you have, and you make them in Grana, and then you turn them in Valencia. The reason why you make them in Grana versus making them in Valencia is because there's a buff if you have Artisan 2 trading. You can get a buff now where it only affects the desert turn-ins. Somewhere like one of the villas that just give you all the extra XP bonuses plus your potions, levels, and all that stuff. So you want to make it in Grana and then turn it in to Valencia. And basically, it's like an entire day job. If you're going to be turning in all your crates and stuff, you're going to be going back and forth. And I think there actually is a limit to how many things you can carry at one time. It's like a stupid high number, but assuming you're just taking a month's worth of materials and then turning it in, then that's how you do it. So after that, you have to like make sure all your buffs are running, and then you do one big turn in, and then you're like 5 billion silver richer or whatever. So basically that's what I do on a daily. Gathering, just as a, like, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but assuming you don't, gathering and fishing and farming are like the 3 things you're gonna do to start doing processing, cooking, and alchemy, because fishing, gathering, and farming are what gives you the materials, and then you can like branch off into whatever you want to do. So, oh, hold on, let me set that up. Let's cook more beer. Alright, so after that, as a new player, I guess what could I say? If you just started within the past like 2 weeks, make sure to be fishing a lot, because this will just give you a huge jump start with all the octopus things. And once you do that, you'll be good. So after that, you start in Olvia. You're most likely going to connect your nodes to Velia and then Heidel first. And then after that, you basically branch off into whatever you want. Most people go branching off into the Medea region as they level up. But I don't know. I think if you are a new player, technically the progression, if you were a new player from the very beginning, would be you start in Olvia, you do quests until you get to Velia, then it takes you to Heidel. Then you slowly make your way down to Glish and then Calpheon. And then by 50, you kill some like giant catfish thingy, and you'll probably end up around Catfish to Trent area. And then after 50, you're gonna start moving into the Medea region, which is basically right of Heidel. Anything like connected down this line right here. And then you start grinding around here. And then after your AP, you're probably going to be about 56 at this point. And then after you get to 56 and get your awakening, you move down to the desert area, and then you pretty much spend the rest of your life in the desert. Or once you're super high geared end game, those people move to Kama Sylvia, and that's where the top end raids or grind spots are, or Histria, which is not something you should worry about if you don't already know about it, because Histria is just like a high end grind spot, and it's not easy to get there. It'll probably take you at least a year. So back on topic of what else I do, mostly just how do I make money. Wake up, AFK fishing, makes me about like maybe not much, maybe 10 mil, maybe 15 a night. And when I wake up, turn all that in, that's how I get the money. Then after that, grind a few hours, mostly in Valencia, who knows where. And then I grind for a few hours. If I don't feel like doing that, I'm probably just within this region or this area somewhere, life skilling. Or if I'm lazy, then I just process in Heidel where all my materials are, and or like over here if I'm enhancing. I should probably transfer these over, but whatever. After that, probably during reset time, I don't know, really just depends on what I'm doing. So in a nutshell, how to make money, grind and life skill. If you want to make more money, leave your computer on overnight. I know not everyone does that, and sometimes I don't either. So overall, let's see what other progression things I could talk about. Right now, in terms of gear, well, actually, I mean, I'm cooking, so you can't really see a full thing. What kind of progression am I making at this point? I already have full Tet boss gear, full Tet weapons. Right now, what I'm working on is accessories, and by that I mean I'm trying to get a try ogre ring, and then I'll work on the Tungrad necklaces, or not necklaces, earrings next. But highest priority, my next upgrade is probably going to be a try ogre and get myself soft cap, and then try Tungrads. But overall, I'm at the point where each upgrade takes at least a month unless I get good RNG, which I don't. So yeah, you guys are just going to have to see this for a while. What else is there? Apparently they're making a lot of changes lately, and they added this thing called the Global Lab. Basically, if you've played another or like any other MMO, PTS, PTR, public test server, Realm, before they hit live servers, you can play the PTS and check it. That's what the Global Lab is. I'm kind of surprised it took them so long to implement it, but whatever, it's here now. So yeah, in terms of gear, I'm pretty much going to be 61 for a really long time. Maybe when Dregan comes out to come up with more grind spots, and I'll try to progress to 62. But until then, I really don't know why 61 is considered soft cap, because you get all your like maxed out abilities at 60. So you would think 60 is soft cap, right? But I don't know why 61 is considered it, but whatever. It's kind of like the difference between 60 to 61 is so minimal. I mean, sure, you get like the extra point, I think. You get the 1 extra AP, but I think that's it. Everything else you're just going to be grinding skill points for, and I actually do need more points into stuff. But with that said, overall, that's where I am in my progression now. Overall, I just want to get more upgrades, but my luck has been pretty bad. So, been life skilling a lot. I do have a pre-order in something, that's why you may not see a lot of money, but I actually don't know. I'm holding on to this Zarka box, thinking that maybe one day I'll find a class I want to play. I was thinking about putting it on the lawn, but really I might just turn my lawn into a life skiller. So I don't know what to do with this Zarka box. Whatever class I decide to level up next, I'll probably do that. So overall, this is where I am. For the first time yesterday, I saw the rank 1 gathering icon, And yeah, I'll probably never see that again. But with that said, hopefully you guys learned something and just got a general idea of what I do. Also, I do farming. I forgot to mention that, but it's kind of irrelevant because I forget about it most of the time. So I have 50 CP into farms. So it's like 10 slot farms. So 10 CP for a 10 slot farm, and I have 5 of them out of 10. I make strawberries. Why do I make strawberries? I don't know. It's really just stuff I use. The only reason I have farms is mostly so I don't have to go through the marketplace when I'm looking for various materials for like alchemy or something, and they're basically sold out 24/7. So I figured if I had a farm, I could just make whatever or like grow whatever I need, and that helps with life skills a little bit too. So once again, this game, I understand that everyone plays this at their own pace, and how much do I actually play a day? Probably between like 2 to 5 hours of active time a day, and then the rest of it is really just me AFK. Like, if I wasn't making this video, I'd be AFK right now, and then while this is cooking, or if I'm processing, I would also be AFK or fishing. But here we are talking about what I'm doing, and as of right now, I think I'm at around 540-ish gear score if I put all my gear on. So that's not high, but once I get a Tri-Ogre, I'll be at 245 or 246, I believe. And then another 5 once I switch to another Tungrad earring. So 251, and then once I get this to try, it'll be 254, I think. 254 or 255, one of those. And then hopefully sometime down the future, I'll either go for Tet Crescents or Tet Dandy, or not Tet, Pen Dandy. But that's like, I don't know, at least another year off from now. But overall, if you want to know how to make money fast, you really just play the game. I know that's probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but it's really what I do. So I'm gonna take a screenshot. Oh, can I even turn off the UI here? Oh, I can't. I'm cooking. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer it. I know there are some people who have like more organized stuff than I do, but for all of you who are just wondering what I do, that's basically it. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.